Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.
So good morning everyone, I'm Shantanu Pawar from group number 8 and the topic we have got is advanced computer networking in railway reservation system. So without any further delay, let's get started. So good morning everyone, my name is Shantanu Pawar and I'm from ENTC Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, and this is our micro project topic, which is computer network in Indian Railways, or you can also say the data network in Indian Railways, and my group number is 8. So currently in this video we are going to explain, or this video is sectioned into 3 basic parts. In the first section, we are going to look at the basic specifications or fundamentals about the network that is used in Indian Railway. And in the next part, we are going to see the demonstration of one of the very useful elements used in Indian Railway. And in the third section, we are going to see some of the facts that are just for the curiosity purposes or general knowledge purposes about our Indian Railway. So without any further delay, let us start. So what is a data network? The interconnection of a large number of data processing devices through a suitable communication link enabling data transfer between the data processing devices constitutes a data network. So what this means to say is, when devices are connected to each other and a communication link is established between them, then all that devices together constitute to a data network, or they contribute in short to form that data network. And if we take specifically about Indian Railways, you can see several data networks are functional over Indian Railways, and every year they are increasing, as you can see, because as you know, in many places there are not railway stations of Indian Railway, like in villages and remote areas. So they are trying to extend their reach there, and along with new stations everywhere, they also need a, what you say, a network or a computer network or data network at their station to be applied. Okay, and here are the few applications that Indian Railway is already using. Okay, but that I mean the computer network is already being used in the following applications, as you can see. In the first one, there is passenger reservation system. Okay, and they are also given the short form PRS, or we will just call it for the reservation. These are the uses that we are seeing of network. And second is National Train Inquiry System. Okay, that is good. Unreserved ticketing system, for that also networking is used here. Frightened Operations Information System, or FOIS. Coaching Operation Information System. Control Office Automation. Now this one is interesting, which is sixth one, which is Control Office Automation. By that they mean the management of routes of railway, and which railway will is delayed and which will come early. All that management is being automated here, and for that there is no need of humans. This can automatically can be seen by on system, and it is reserving special directions for each railway. Crew management system, material management information system. Now the this point is MMIS is also very interesting, because for the management of the resources they are having, or materials, you can say, they are also using the computer networking. Basically it is the transfer of data from one place to another, or you can say sorry, it is not transfer of data from one place to another. It is sharing of data from one devices to many other devices, and that forms a network. Okay, and based on that data we can take the various decisions which are related to this. And the last one is management information system, which is made up of large number of applications of various departments like AFRES, which is accounting. Okay, AFRES is for accounting, prime, in which means personal, etc. Okay, now let us take a look at the next slide. Now here are a few other applications, and there you can see which is pretty small, like video conferencing, data conferencing, VoIP. And if you don't know, VoIP is voice over IP, or you can say voice over internet, and this is used for the better quality of the, what do you say, voice audio that is being transmitted of within our mobile phone, or you can say any phone. It is also used for disaster management. As you can see now, due to the corona pandemic, many of the Indian railways is being transformed into the some sort of wards for the patients, and there also networking or data about the patients and all. For that, they are also going to use the networking there. And last one is office automation. Obviously we talked about that. The management of trains coming at the station, and by what time they are delayed, and what is the timing that we have to provide to them, and that data also we have to show it to passengers. All these things can be automated without any interference by humans, and that is making our life easy. And thus it is possible that we are able to book the tickets online, and we are able to see what are the what do you call, what are the timings of railway and when it will arrive. uh, yeah. Now when we talk about network, there are two types of network here: the private and the public network. Now, as you know, Indian Railway is does work under our Indian government, and thus they generally or mostly use private network, because that is the option which are for the security purposes. Obviously, you have guessed it, it is obviously for security purposes, because this can hold the data of any passenger from India, and that can be manipulated by different countries. As you can see, some data of our Indian transportation could give us the idea about what is our economically state and what is the average pay person of a price. Okay, thus to keep this data private, or to keep this data to only to Indian Railway, they are using private network. Thus no one externally, like any hackers or companies, could try to gain that data. And in public network like internet, various application used by public are carried by data networks. That's also true. And in such cases, suppose but we are like we are for booking ticket, we are using the internet, which is again public, but the Indian Railway is private. So to, what do you say, to disable that gap between us, you can say user which are using public network and the private network of Indian Railway, they are using the VPN, or known as virtual private network, which is again public, but it is so secure that it can be called as private. And for this purpose, Indian Railway has its own Retail Corporation of India, RCIL, which is being utilized. And they are also getting bandwidth from BSNL, which is again a government body, which is being supported by government body, we can say. And if you don't know this, BSNL uses VSAT communication system for their SIM cards or providing data. Like if you don't know VSAT, what is VSAT? VSAT stands for very small scale integrate VSAT, very small aperture terminal. Okay, and it is used by satellites. So yeah, let us move forward. We were looking at the communication media, and what is used to communicate this data, means what is the medium which is used for this communication. As we talked earlier, that we are what is data network or computer network is transfer of data from one devices to many other devices and simultaneously back and forth. So what is used for the transferring of data? So here they say they are using OFC, digital MV, IP radio links, VSAT. As I told you just earlier beside this slide, that VSAT stands for very small aperture terminal, and which is very famous. If you saw in the train, when the train comes, there is a small dish type antenna at its front, and that is nothing but VSAT. They are also using analog MV, twisted pair copper of last mile connectivity, and for local area network. Okay, in the same building, optical fiber cable, Cat6 cable, we know that these are used for communication as well, are used, whereas feasible wire LAN, Wi-Fi Max, as per the latest international standards, may also be adapted. So one thing we should note here is the LAN and WAN. Local area network is used if our devices or computers, you can say, are closer to each other, like in a single building, and WAN, wide area network, is used when the devices, or you can say computers, are far away from each other. Now these are the communication media or medium they are using. There is good thing to note, they are also using Wi-Fi and Wi-Max as per the international standards, may also be adapted. Okay, so it is not used, and but this might be adapted in future. And by the way, all this information is gathered from the official website. Under they have created a PDF, or you can say chapter in a manifesto, that all these are the guidelines for or information about, you can say, the networking system which is used in Indian Railways. So let us now move forward. Now this is the classification of network, and it is basically, yeah, as you can see here, it is classified into two types: the IP network and non-IP network. Okay, sorry. In the IP network, I will tell you the basic difference between this is, in IP network, the network which uses IP protocol. Okay, the network which uses IP protocol is known as IP network, and network which do not uses IP protocol is non-IP network. And means, why are we using non-IP network over the IP network? This is because the IP network maximum times offer a limited speed, whereas the non-IP networks offer the high speed, a little bit increase or improvement in the speed, you can say, because it did not need to follow any type of protocol. But it is not safe. Non-IP network is not safe. And in the Indian Railways, the maximum, or you can say almost everything, is under the IP network. So everything they are using is under the uses the IP protocol, and it is under the IP network. Yeah. And you can see it, they have also given few information about it. In this network, virtual connection is established between the client and server, and data transmission takes place in packets. Okay, so virtually a connection between the client, which can be our computer number one, and server. Okay, sorry, client and server, sorry, our server is so computer from which data is coming, and client is uh, you can say computer which is accessing the data. So from here the data transfer is taking place using a virtual connection between both of them. And the data transmission that is happening in the form of packages, means in a group of bytes, you can say packets as a group of bytes of data, if you don't know about it. Okay, yeah. And if we take a look at non-IP network, and in the case of non-IP network, a direct connection exists between the client and server. So there is no need of protocol. There is just, it just directly connects to it using some basic, what do you say, communication protocols, you can just say. But it does not use this IP protocol. It's just a little bit fast because of that. Okay, so just remember that. And in the case of non-IP network, adopt either synchronous or asynchronous transmission. Okay, so there are, again, in non-IP network there are two types, synchronous and asynchronous. Inside the synchronous transmission, it is followed for transmission of large blocks of, okay, sorry, synchronous transmission is followed for transmission of large blocks of data. Okay, so we are using synchronous transmission if we have to send a large amount of data. That's what they are trying to say. Now I will not go in very detail inside the network speed, because this is what it is changing currently, because we are getting very high speed, and this is bit of old, you can say, the document provided or released by Indian Railway. They can see if it is under the so the earlier, in the initial stage when where it is non-IP based, it the working speed is 9.6 kbps, and gradually a non-IP based network speed got up to 64 kbps. So this is the initial speed, a way back. I think it was some 5 or 6 years ago this document is established. I don't know exact date, but this is a bit old document that is established by Indian Railway, and this data has been carried away from there, but still. And you can see the presently IP based operator operates at speed of 2 mbps at the core, and distribution level of 64 kbps at the access level. So you can see there currently there is very good update, or you can say increase in the speed of data communication, and that helps us, because at the if suppose we are booking a ticket, the more speed means the more data is getting transmitted to our devices, and more easily or more correctly we will be able to book the ticket. Yeah, so let us move forward. So these are the following topology that I would like to explain. So this is okay, this is specially related to LAN, and these are at the bottom, these are its topologies. LAN, local area network, is an interconnection of data devices using speed of 10 mbps, 100 mbps, or 1 gbps. So these are the three available speeds, or you can say it is around these speeds the LAN is used. Now these are the topologies which can be used. So combination of the above is, we can kind of neglect this, but these are the main first three. So inside a bus, the communication is taking place in a single line wire. So it's transferred from a computer and it ends at another device, or you can say computer. Okay, so it is linear. From one place data goes to another. Okay, from one place the data is going to another place, that's it. So this is the normal bus, or you can say it is, you can compare it with just wire. Any data, or you can say power, is being transmitted from wire from one place to another, just in a linear way. Okay, but inside the ring, just imagine the ring. Okay, so if you want to transmit data from, let's say this is a ring, right, from this point to this point. Okay, so this is the wire, or you can say our communication channel, which is connected in according to ring. But when data is transmitting from here, it can transmit from here, or it also have optional data from the left, you can see. So these are the semicircles that can be used by it to communicate. So in short, it got two ways to transmit the data. So here, if suppose this channel fails, it again have this channel available for data transfer, and that is the benefit of this ring type of topology over the bus type, because in the bus type it is just straight, so there is only one channel available. But in this case, the computers are connected to each other in the format of ring, and thus data can be transmitted in this both the available ways. And inside the star or hub, it is just connected, pieces are just directly connected to one another, or a central hub is used where all the pieces are kind of connected. So I have seen this star or hub network inside the vset project that we did last year, and this is the most commonly I have ever seen. Bus and ring are the very basic, you can say, the communication network types that are used. And as you know, the Indian Railway is very complex. The maximum chances are they are using the star or the hub topology. So our next slide is WAN, which is wide area network. And as I have told you, it is used if the two devices are far away from each other. Okay, so it uses a few of the topologies like point to point, point, and mesh. Inside a point to point, in this configuration, two locations are connected together by a communication link, as you can understand by its name only, that two locations are connected together by a communication link, right? In the point to multi-point, in this configuration, central location is connected to many locations by communications link. Okay, point to multi-point, from a single point to a multiple points. Again, this it's the name of this topologies only are suggesting their what is their type. Inside a mesh, interconnection of every data device to every other data device in the network. Okay, so it is bit like star topology, like every device is connected to every other data device. Okay, so you can see it like a hexagon. For the example, like at the ends there are devices and they are connected to each other in the mesh. And as we also saw in the last one, the combination of this can be used anywhere. Anyways, so these are the few network devices that are used, uh, sorry, network modems, and this is non-IP1, V.28, and RS232. We have RS232 topic in our syllabus for last year, if you remember that. Statical multiplexers and line drivers. Okay, let us go to next slide. Here's there are more modems, which is 64 kbps to 2 mbps. Okay, v.35 G3703. And under hub there is ethernet. Okay, we just saw the mbps, and here you can see the IEEE standard. I'm just going to show you the next slide where we can see the different IEEE standards. This is 802. Anyway, the next is switches, level 2 ethernet, and again it have the same speed limits. We can see managed switches, which also have the LAN extenders. Okay, routers, there is the ethernet first, and second is WAN port, ISDN, and voice, etc. Now let's go to our this slide. Here you can see the different standards and network hardware according to that we just saw. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let us just take a look at our standard was IEEE 802 dot. So anything after dot is kind of they have just given it the common. Yeah. Now here in the measuring equip Now here in the measuring equipments, you can see the first is communication analyzer, Ethernet analyzer, protocol analyzer, and generally used as BER meter and LAN cable meter. So as I have told you previously, there is a small dish like thing on at the top of your train, or at the face of your train, above at the top. And this is nothing but VSAT, which is used for communication between the satellite, and that satellite transmits that data back to the hub, or you can say the central server, right? So what happens is, from this station, there is a computer inside, a small computer or customized computer for the operator, which is used here, and it is being fixed here. And from that, the data that where the train is, at what speed it is, and what are the problems that is being faced by the operator, that all data is transmitted to satellite. And satellite acts as a reflector. The work of satellite is nothing but whatever data it gets, it have to transmit it back. But here it is transmitting it back to our local server. You can see central local servers as they have written. And this in this way the VSAT communication takes place, or it is called VSAT because you can see the previous satellites we have were extremely huge. But this sorry, the previous antennas that we have were extremely huge previously, but now you can see they are so small that it can obviously fit on train. So because it is so small, it is known as VSAT, very small aperture terminal. So that is the reason its name is VSAT. Yeah, so that was it for now. Let us also see few facts about Indian Railway. So here are a few facts about the Indian Railway. The first is the first train in the Indian ran on the 16th April 1853 from Bombay to Thane. And second, which is the funny fact, is that the mascot of Indian Railway is Bolu. As you can see, the Bolu is name of this elephant, which is the mascot of Indian Railway. And let's go a few further. The third is the full track length of, so if we connected our railways rail track and circled it to the earth, it will cover the one times the complete earth, 1.5 times it will cover the complete earth. Okay. And there are a few other basic facts, like this is the slowest train, Metipulium OT Nilgiri passenger train is the slowest train in India, and its speed is just 10 km/h. So that is really slowest, which is actually slower than any vehicle currently we are using. And there was one more interesting fact which was related to Australia. Yeah, so you know that number of people traveling in Indian Railway is more than 25 million passengers every day, and 25 million is more than complete Australia's population. Okay, so if Indian Railway was in Australia, if it comes in Australia, so the complete population can easily manage to move in the Indian railway, in the railway system. As you can see here, the computer system is used in Indian Railway, and the first it was introduced in, here they have given the date, in 1986, and it is first reservation system which is used in 1986 in Delhi, and from then you can see the computer network has flourished in the Indian Railway. Yeah, and these are the few basic facts about Indian Railway. Now this one, you can see this one. Guwahati Trivandrum Express is the most unreliable train in the country. The average delay of, okay, so the delay between this for this train is between 10 to 12 hours. So imagine if you just got on station and you know that train is going to be 10 hours late or 12 hours late, how disappointed you will be. Yeah, so that was one again funny fact. And as we have to create a short video, so I would like to end my lecture here. Sorry, I would like to end my explanation of the video here. So thanks for watching.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.